No. Or I might have been thinking. I think 12's got a bye week. Well, no. Yep. We got to save for later. I was thinking of it. Yep, we got to save for later. 12's Oklahoma, in case you are wondering. Number 11's Florida, if I remember right. Yes, it is Florida. Number 11, Florida, playing against their old head coach, Steve Spurrier, in South Carolina. Who you got, Mike?
Yeah, I'm playing against another head coach. Spurrier's no longer there, and I found it funny that Steve Spurrier's not going to the game even. I want to go with Florida.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Florida, too. I think Will Grier is going to be able to adjust. So much change is going on in the SEC this year. Florida's back, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I guess you can say.
Number 10 is Utah versus Arizona. Who you got, Mike?
Before I think I always thought that Utah was good enough to be the number 2 team in the country. But I'm just thinking about it, how I was thinking like, man, they're really great. And I think they're going to win. High possibility to win national championship. And I was so badly mistaken. I'm going to go with Utah.
I'm going to go with Utah, too. I think Devontae Booker will have a good game against Arizona, even though Solomon for Arizona has been having a good year as well. So, it'll be a good game. I think it'll be close. A touchdown at the end will give Utah the edge over Arizona in Tucson. So, give me Utah. Now we have a very interesting game here. Arkansas coming off their overtime win against Ole Miss, taking on number 9 LSU. Mike, who you got?
Well, me and Chief were discussing this right before we started the show. And yes, I do believe LSU is probably the better team. I'd actually have to believe they are, and I'd probably stick with that. But after what I saw Alabama, which Alabama was a really good team this year, so I'm not saying Alabama was bad, LSU just was terrible. I want to go to Arkansas because they've been riding a wave of momentum lately, and this is a rivalry game, so you can never know who's going to win. But I want to go to Arkansas just based off of momentum. LSU lost last week, and Leonard Fournette got stopped like 30-something yards for somebody who was potentially going to win, supposed to win the Heisman. I was shocked to see that. So I'm not going to go to Arkansas.
This game, every year, it doesn't matter where you're ranked, you throw all the stats out the window. Because Arkansas and LSU, they always play each other. Arkansas actually shut out this very same LSU team last year. LSU returned everybody. They got shut out last year. LSU against Arkansas. So they played against Leonard Fournette. They know what he can do and what he can't do. So I think Leonard Fournette lost the Heisman last week to Derrick Henry.
I kind of think he did too, because when you only, 34 yards, given that he was facing an extremely good team in Alabama.
I expected more LSU.
Because the Heisman, in my opinion, a Heisman winner is somebody who could perform great no matter who's on the other side of the field. Yeah.
I think he lost it last week. Derrick Henry, LSU's off a defensive line, I thought should have played better. I guess I rated them a little bit too higher than I thought they were last week. I picked LSU to beat Alabama last week. They lost by 14 points, but I thought Leonard Fournette would have a better game than he did. I thought maybe he was going to get 100 yards. I didn't think he was going to have like a 180. I thought like 110, 105, something like that, decent numbers, Not like a big thing there, but, I saw something last week with this LSU team, and it just didn't sit well with me. I'm going Arkansas. I think Arkansas pulls the upset against LSU this week in Baton Rouge and Tiger Stadium. I think Brandon Allen will have a good day against LSU. LSU secondary better get ready because Brandon Allen knows how to throw the ball around the field, and Arkansas's got all the momentum on their side. LSU's got the wind knocked out of their sails for this year so far with Alabama's win. So, yeah, Arkansas will play LSU tough. So, I think it'll be a close game. It's going to be a field goal. Vegas is saying 7.5. It's going to be a field goal.
I said LSU, they're a great team, but how depressing is it to know that they possibly got out the playoff hunt by the loss last week? That's to be bad. And then here comes Arkansas coming off a big win against Ole Miss. You got to take Arkansas. all. I mean, it makes sense, really and truly.
And I know exactly who Juicy would pick, LSU.
Yeah, well, we can pick that one for Juicy.
Yeah.
Juicy picked LSU.
Yeah, that's the only one that we know of he would have picked, so I don't know. Number 8, Oklahoma State versus Iowa State. Who you got?
Give me OK State. I told Chief last week that they were going to beat TCU because I felt like Oklahoma State was a team that a lot of people weren't necessarily giving enough props to, and they pulled off the upset. I want to stick with Oklahoma State.
I'm going to go with Oklahoma State, too. They did beat TCU, which I picked TCU to win that one. I thought Trevon Boykin and TCU would actually show up this week. They didn't. They got beat. But you know what's interesting? I find the last time Oklahoma State was undefeated going for a national championship, this was the team that beat them. This was
it would not surprise me if that was to happen this week.
And they had like a record like they do right now. So, I mean, I thought about pulling an upset pick, but I'm like, I don't think so. But, you know, Mason Rudolph, I think, will get the job done for Oklahoma State. And James Washington being his receiver. So, yeah. Give me OK State to get it this week. Get that W. All right, we're going at number 7 this week. And it's going to be Oregon versus number 7 Stanford. Who you got, Mike?
Stanford. I don't even know of an Oregon team anymore.
Oregon's program this year, they're 6-3, 4-2 in the Pac-12.
Like, it's sad to say this, but man, this Oregon team is just, I've never, since they had Marcus Mariota at quarterback, they were fantastic and everything. Now, nothing. I don't hear nothing about Oregon anymore. I'm surprised they even still got joking around, I'm surprised they still even got a program, so I hear nothing about them.
Well, Royce Freeman's been having a pretty good year for Oregon, 1,287 yards and 11 touchdowns on the ground. So, yeah, he's been able to run the ball pretty good. But as far as quarterback play, they got to work on that a little bit. But I got Stanford winning this one. Kevin Hogan, he's the real deal, guys. And we're going to skip number 6 because that's Baylor, and they're playing the top team this week. Let's see. Going at number 5, which is Iowa, because we were talking about them earlier, in Minnesota. Who you got, Mike?
I got Iowa. I mean, I say Iowa, I do believe they can actually make it to the playoffs. If they just go undefeated for the rest of the year, I really do think Iowa could make the playoffs this year.
And you know what the interesting thing was? We never really thought of Iowa, and if you're talking about the preseason, there's always one team that comes out of nowhere and surprises you, and Iowa's definitely this team this year. I'm going to pick them to win against Minnesota. I don't think Minnesota's going to get the job done, which I think the schedule helped out Iowa a lot too. But, I mean, I kind of would like to have their schedule too, because, you know, if you got to put all your chips into the conference championship game, and yeah, easy schedule. I mean, it's kind of easy, you know.
Yeah.
Wake Forest versus number 4 Notre Dame. Who you got?
Give me Notre Dame. I still believe that they're a great team this year, even though their only loss was the Clemson, and it was by 2 points.
Yeah, Kaiser's been having a good year. What's your thoughts on Kaiser, bro?
Huh?
What's your thoughts on Kaiser? Deshaun Kaiser.
You know, I'm actually very surprised about it. Really, truly.
He's been having.
Truly, I really thought after Notre Dame lost their quarterback, I'm like, season's done.
Hey, he stepped in the role.
Season's done. It's down the drain and everything, and now it's like, hey, not anymore. We're back.
Well, I guess it's kind of like the same thing as Urban Meyer at Oklahoma State, ain't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was like. There's no way they're going to.
Notre Dame.
They're not going to have a good season after losing their starting quarterback. I'm like, that's their team, and then what you know, I mean, they're still winning.
I got Notre Dame beating Wake Forest. Don't think it's gonna be much of a competition. I think Wake Forest is having a good year at all. Actually, they're 3-6. So yeah, give me Notre Dame to win this game. Notre Dame. All right. Number 3 is Ohio State, and they are taking on Illinois. Who you got, Mike Honcho?
Well, I will always reference this, and y'all probably heard of 50,000 Thompson, this guy right here. I remember Illinois pulling the upset against Ohio State that helped LSU to get, well, I mean, not really helped, but kind of in a sense helped LSU get into the national championship. I was so surprised to watch Illinois win that game. I'm like, wow. And ever since, I think I've always picked Illinois to pull the upset, and I'm going to stick with it this week.
Illinois. I'm going to disagree with you there. I think Ezekiel Elliott's going to do pretty good. I think JT Barrett's now the starting quarterback of Ohio State, if I remember right. They were having some kind of... They were playing them too. Yeah. And I know they put Braxton Miller and I think a receiver, I believe. Yeah, you got to find ways to get these athletes on the field, and I think they've done that. So, yeah, number 3, Ohio State gets it done this week. All right, number 2, Alabama will be playing Mississippi State, which we'll wait for that because number 1, Clemson's got a game. And I'm trying to find where it's at because I just seen it. There it is. Number 1, Clemson versus Syracuse. They're playing in the Carrier Dome. Who you got, Mike?
Clemson. I think Clemson's going to win out for us this season.
Deshaun Watson's been having a good year.
I'm saying into the playoffs, because into the playoffs I don't really know, but from here on out I think they're going to win.
Deshaun Watson's been having a good year, and I think they'll get it done. Give me the Clemson Tigers pulling off a win against Syracuse and Carrier Dome. So now we get down to the big games, Mike, of the week. This week, I think we'll actually shake it up just as much as last week did because you're going to have these teams battling each other, deciding these conference games here, and could decide the whole entire season. But let's go with 2 teams that surprised everybody so far this year. 8-1 and 4-1 in the American Conference. Memphis Tigers have to win against number 24 Houston. They're undefeated. Who you got, Mike?
The Cougars, like I said, they surprised me and surprised everybody, so I'm going to stick with Houston.
Going to stick with Houston? They're playing at Houston. It's kind of back and forth. Vegas got Houston winning this one. This is going to be a tough game in my opinion. It's going to be a very tough game to pick. You know what? I'll agree with you. Give me Houston to win this one as well. I was torn between this one all day long, and I couldn't really figure out who to pick. I was going back and forth. I think like 15 minutes ago I was going to pick Memphis, but yeah. Thinking about it again, I got Houston. Keep going back and forth between them picks. Alright, and the second biggest game of the week is number 2, Alabama versus number 17, Mississippi State. Who you got, Mike?
I gotta stick with Bama. After what they did to LSU last week, there's no way I can pick against it. Although Dak Prescott is having a season to remember, I've got to stick with Alabama.
I think if there's any other team left on Alabama's schedule that could beat Alabama, it's this team right here, but it's not going to happen. Alabama's going to beat Mississippi State. If they play like they did against LSU, against every single game the rest of the year, they'll probably win the national championship. If they could put out a performance like that every week, which I don't think they will be able to because Alabama's been having some games this year that's been kind of making you question them a little bit, you know? So, yeah, I think Alabama will get it done. Roll Tide. They're going to get it done this week. And the biggest game of the week, number 12, Oklahoma versus number 6, Baylor. This could be an interesting game. Mike, I'll let you pick.
I wasn't ready for this. I mean, I knew it was coming, but I still wasn't ready for it. Give me Oklahoma. You know, just I want to stick with Oklahoma. I've been very impressed with Baylor of how much points they've been scoring lately, but they really haven't played the team yet. I think if they could pull off this week, I maybe have a lot more confidence in them. But I'm going to stick with Oklahoma.
Oklahoma had a surprise loss. Their only loss this year is from Texas. Of all teams in the Big 12 to lose to has been Texas. Baker Mayfield's been having a fabulous season so far. 28 passing touchdowns. Baylor lost their starting quarterback a couple of weeks ago. And